So let's talk about, you decide, okay, I want to lose weight, and I'm going to go on a diet, Melissa. There are so many options out there. How do you even start the process of figuring out which ones work? Or do you think any of them really work ultimately?
Well, again, I don't really promote dieting. It's more of, it's cliche, but a lifestyle. And, what works for one might not work for another. And you have to find what's going to fit in especially your busy life. That's really important, and you have to be able to stick to it. And what motivates you? You have to find out, instead of like focusing on like the number on the scale or something, focus on some type of action or some type of thing that it's going to really motivate you to continue to do, follow that program or whatever it is. But you have to just really kind of look inside you and not worry about what everybody else is doing, because it might not work for you.
I totally agree with you. And I think that all diets work. It's a matter of finding a diet that's right for you. And you don't necessarily have to find it. You could start on something and then create it. Some people do better on 6 mini meals. Some people do better on 3 squares. Some people go vegetarian. Some people need treats. Some people, if they have treats, it opens up a Pandora's box and they want to gobble up everything. And I think the best way to encourage yourself and provide motivation and enthusiasm to stick with it is pick that long-term goal. I love long-term goals. They're, super motivating and encouraging, but I think what's more powerful are the short-term goals. So once you know you've got a plan of action, you could tweak it from time to time, great. You have your long-term goal. Every single week, you need to create a short-term goal that's attainable.
Like
that's
what?
concrete.
What would be a...
It could be a pound goal. I want to lose, 1.5 or 2 pounds this week. Or it could be an action goal. I'm going to make 3 healthy new dinners this week, or I'm going to walk 30 minutes every single day, or I'm going to pack my snacks to bring to the office and I'm not going to hit the vending machine. So every single week, and you check them off, put them down on paper, make them formal. They're really motivating, and that's what's going to fuel you to get to your long-term goal.
I think that's right on target. What I really like about that is the little lifestyle goals, that small changes you make in your life that you can live with. Because so many of these diet plans that come out are absolutely non-sustainable. You'll lose a lot of weight, but then there's no way you can keep that up. But these little changes are things you can live with. And the exercise goal, I think exercise, is very, very important. Well, when you look at the studies, you're not going to lose a lot of weight with exercise, but it's so reinforcing to everything else you're doing. And it's so good for you. You feel good.
And then you're more motivated.
You in a positive mindset, and then you don't want to mucky it up with bad food choices. They're the perfect complements.
Exactly. But the 30-minute one is one that I backed away from. The recommendation is you should get 30 minutes of exercise 5 times a week. For a lot of people who are doing nothing, that's absolutely a non-starter. And so it's like, all right, let's start with 5 minutes, right? Because there's so much out there saying the time we spend sitting is bad for our health. It's like 5 minutes. Get up during your day, 5 minutes, just walk around the office or go outside, walk around the building. Do something.
Or take the steps.
In terms of that short-term goal, you may not see anything on the scale, but at least you've made a change in your life that you can sustain and then build on.
I had this gentleman that I worked with. He's lost over 200 pounds. And when he first started out, he couldn't even get off the couch. So the goal was to put on comfortable shoes, open up his door, and walk to the end of the driveway, and then come back. And he did that every day for a week, and then we added on an extra minute. He would go to the end of the driveway, he would go for 30 seconds out, and then he would come back. And we just kept slowly adding on, and now he's walking half marathons.
But so many of us, we were looking for instant gratification. Well, I've got my class reunion coming up in a week and a half. I need to lose 20 pounds. And then you hear the commercial, lose 6, lose 6 overnight on whatever the crazy diet is. And
well, there are ways to lose a lot of weight in a short period of time. Most of them are not very good for you, and the weight's going to come back.
And if you want to use it as a jump start, like you guys might disagree with me on this, I'm not opposed to anything. What I am opposed to are, sort of scary supplements that could harm you. But, there are all kinds of kooky diets out there, the cabbage soups, this drops thing.
The cookie diet, I remember.
Right, the cookie diet, juice cleanses.
Right.
For me, I feel that if you're going to do something extreme for a day or two to get this euphoric excitement on the scale, sometimes it's a nice jump start as long as you're sane about it and you transition to normal eating afterwards. I think that that could work.
I totally agree with that. And I see that with a lot of my clients. They want that in the beginning, so you do something a little bit more drastic, and then you kind of learn the new lifestyle, tools when
the problem I see with it is
here's
that
the doctor.
Yeah. The problem I see with it is
short term,
and that people are just doing that over and over again, and because
that's what we're talking about. 4 or 5 times a year, you're starting your diet again.
Because real sustainable weight loss takes time. It took a lot of time to put that weight on. It takes a lot of time to take it off and sustain it, and so. I see people at work there all the time. Like, I'll open the fridge at work and it's all green, bottles of green stuff. Yeah. And so I know that people are doing a cleanse.
4 days later, it's all brown.
No one's looking at me. No one's willing.
We can't quite get through that cleanse.
Yeah, they don't want to make eye contact with me because they know that I don't think that's a great approach to health. And at work as well, a lot of the nurses and receptionists, they're saying, Dr. B, I'm trying this thing. It says in 16 days I can lose 16 pounds. And it's like, no, let's just talk. I said, I see every day you've got a soda. Just get rid of that soda. That one thing, if you could do that and keep up with it, you're going to drop 20 pounds this year.
So you don't recommend any kind of a cleanse or juicing or anything like nothing?
I don't. I'm not a believer. We've got kidneys, we've got a liver. Their job is to remove toxins from our body. I'm a big believer in fresh fruits and vegetables. I just don't like them ground up into a jug.
And I know, Melissa, you do believe that.
Well, mine's a food-based cleanse, so you're eating the entire time. I mean, it's
you're just getting rid of junk.
You're getting rid of junk, and then you do have some meal replacements and some things that will boost the liver's detoxification pathways, like milk thistle and glutathione and things like that to help out. But my program is based on learning how to eat clean, non-processed foods in the right proper ratio so your blood sugars are not through the roof and your insulin is not up. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah, and that concept there,
exactly.
I'm totally on board. Eating around the periphery of the supermarket, where you're buying fruits and vegetables and whole grains and you're avoiding all that processed stuff.
What about the diets where they send you the food? I don't know if that's Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem.
See, even something like that, and you guys might disagree with me. I think that there are different things that work for different people. Now, do I like something for somebody with a meal delivery long term? No, because eventually you have to learn how to eat in the real world. You got to fend for yourself. I want people back in their kitchens and learning how to shop and cook. But in the beginning, for a lot of people, if that's the only option, whatever gets you to the table and enables you to lose weight.